Good evening, or perhaps good evening to that curious, anxious entity we call IU. We are perpetually involved in this magnificent, exhausting drama, aren't we? The pursuit. We are always chasing something: happiness, success, security, and just as often, we are fleeing something else: suffering, discomfort, and most commonly, loss. And when a significant relationship or opportunity dissolves, we fall into this most fascinating illusion. We clutch at our chests and declare, with genuine, theatrical anguish, "I have lost them." But have you? Really, have you lost them, this other, this external object of your desire? Or have you simply lost your grip on the illusion? Because you see, the thing you believe you lost, the source of your anxiety, is almost never what you think it is. The real trouble, the real source of the sorrow, is that you didn't lose them. You lost the wrong one. And we must spend some time inspecting just who this wrong one is, and why their disappearance is actually cause for a quiet, subtle celebration. Yes, the little ritual, the compromise. You shudder at the sound of the word, don't you? Because deep down, in that messy, desperate little core of you, you know exactly what it is. It's not a negotiation. It's not a healthy give and take. It's a clumsy, desperate piece of amateur self-surgery. And the knife. Oh, it was always in your own hand. You were terrified of the silence, petrified of the gaping, echoing loneliness of having no one to reflect your pathetic little light back at you. And what do when you're cornered? You sacrifice. Not a goat, not a virgin. Oh no. That would be too dramatic. You sacrifice the only thing you actually had yourself. You look at the person across the table, or the boss across the desk, and you see the price tag for their continued presence. And the price is always you. So you reach inside. These civilized people use that pesky little thing called dignity, the one that flares up when they can descend, the one that whispers, "You deserve better." You hold it up, examine it, and decide, too heavy, too much trouble, and snip. You amputate it right there. Toss it on the floor. Now you can laugh off the insults. You can tolerate the disrespect. See how easy it is to keep them around when you've conveniently excised your standards. He. And then there's your time, your precious fleeting time. Before you wanted to paint, to read the impossible books, to walk aimlessly in the rain, to simply sit and think mad thoughts. They didn't like that. They demanded performances. They needed you to be busy with them, available for them, focused on them. So you look at your own desires, those little sparks of joy, and you whisper, "These hobbies are too selfish. They take too much energy away from the relationship." And snip, snip, you cut them out too. Now, you're just a shell, perfectly molded to their shape, a cheap plastic prop in their poorly written stage play. But the most magnificent piece of internal butchery, that's reserved for the truth, that uncomfortable, sharp little shard you carry inside, the one that wanted to scream, "This is fundamental wrong! I am miserable! I hate this!" Oh. You couldn't possibly let that out. That would scare them away. That would disrupt the fragile paper, thin piece you worked so hard to glue together. So you grab that honest, ferocious piece of you, the one that could have saved you years of wasted time, and you force it down, down, down until it turns into a knot of silent, simmering resentment. Snip. Goodbye, authenticity. Hello, crippling anxiety and passive aggression. You commit these acts of self-mutilation for what? For the privilege of wearing a temporary, cheap suit of armor, the relationship that only gave the illusion of protection. You thought, if I cut off the difficult bits, they'll stay. If I shrink myself, I'll fit. And then the punchline. The final glorious act of cosmic irony. They leave anyway. They take their coat, they grab their keys, they utter some perfectly hollow, meaningless platitude. It's not you, it's me, or we grew apart, and they vanish into the cold. And when they leave, they simply took the bandage off the wound you created. The self you painstakingly carved away. It's still gone. It didn't magically reappear. You're standing there, bleeding from 1,000 self-inflicted cuts, suddenly realizing the sacrifice meant absolutely nothing. The real tragedy, the true agonizing failure, isn't that they walked out the door. No. The tragedy is the sickening, foolhardy loyalty you showed to someone or something that was never, ever worth the price of your own soul. You lost the self that had value because you insisted on valuing the one who didn't. You lost the wrong one. And the joke, it's on you. Heh heh. You obsess over the physical loss, don't you? The civilized people, the half of the apartment, the shared bank account, the retirement plan that went poof. You cry over the money. But let's look at the true treasury you emptied. The vault you raided for absolutely zero return. I'm talking about your mind. That beautiful, messy, little rubber room between your ears. You dedicated, I'd say 90% of your mental resources to monitoring, analyzing, and agonizing over their behavior. Your brain wasn't a tool for creation. It was a poorly funded, maximum security prison. And they were the only inmate. Every second of your day was an audit. What did they mean by that text? Are they cheating? Did I use the right tone? Do they respect me? Should I have waited 3 minutes before responding to appear less desperate? You were a full-time, unpaid, neurotic detective in your own life. You see, the other person wasn't just a physical drain. They were an infinite black hole for your focus, people. That boundless energy you poured into worrying about their next move, into preempting their moods, into performing the perfect level of casual indifference. That was energy you could have used to build a company, write a manifesto, or simply achieve a level of magnificent, liberating chaos. But no, you spent it all on them, desperately trying to secure a future that had already been canceled. And what was the result? You completely bankrupted yourself? Mentally! You lost the focused self, the part of you that had the capacity for art, for genuine connection, for brutal, efficient action. You became a pathetic, wandering satellite whose entire purpose was to orbit their approval. Your beautiful, chaotic mind, the only thing that actually belonged to you, was turned into a sweatshop of anxiety, churning out worry, suspicion, and miserable justifications for their bad behavior. The greatest joke of all. When they walked out the door, the mental prison didn't magically disappear, but you are suddenly free. But you have forgotten how to be free. You are standing in the middle of your liberated mind with a gigantic, gaping hole where your initiative and creativity used to be. The distraction, the person who consumed all your bandwidth, is gone. But you're still running the anxious, self-monitoring software at full power. But look closer. Look at the silence! It's a gift! That reclaimed energy is now back on the table, shimmering like stolen loot. The wrong one you lost was the self that willingly drained its own power. And now you have a choice. Do you mourn the emptiness and try to find another person to shackle your mind to? Or do you take that glorious, terrifying, explosive mental energy and dedicate it to the only person who deserves it? You. That is the liberation of the mind. You are now rich in opportunity. If only you can stop being bankrupt in initiative. That anxiety, that desperate urge to monitor another person. Repurpose it. Turn it into ambition. Turn it into magnificent, terrifying, necessary self-interest. Don't look at the emptiness as a loss. Look at it as a clean slate, a freshly painted canvas, just waiting for you to use your favorite color of anarchy. Heh. This is the best part. The money is gone, the person is gone, but the power, the power is back! Before the breakup, you were wearing a mask, weren't you? A nice, painted, happy little mask. You smiled when you didn't mean it. You nodded when you disagreed. And you pretended everything was perfectly fine. And the person, or the situation, that just vanished. They were your mirror, reflecting back the pathetic, elaborate lie you were living. They validated the mask. They kept the performance going. They were the willing audience to your self-deception. But now, poof, the mirror shatters. And what do you see? Oh, see the cracks, the strain, the tired, desperate face underneath the paint. You are finally, violently forced to confront the ugly truth of the entire miserable situation. The truth the relationship was dead weight years ago. The truth that you were being taken for granted, and worse, you allowed it. The truth that you valued the appearance of being. A good relationship more than you valued your actual sanity. These civilized people, the wrong one you lost in the shattering moment was the deceived self, the self that was addicted to the lie. The pathetic, delusional creature who kept whispering, "Just hold on, it'll get better." That idiot self is finally gloriously dead. And that is a victory! Because denial, my friends, is the deadliest comfort. It's the soft, these civilized people, warm blanket you pull over your head while the house is burning down. Bull. The pain you feel right now is the exhilarating pain of honesty. It's the pain of the wound being cleaned. When they leave, they rip away the facade you were hiding behind. You are suddenly forced to admit, I was wrong. This was terrible. I wasted my time. I allowed myself to be a fool. And that confession, that self-flagellation, is the most powerful moment of the entire act. You can't lie to yourself anymore. The one person who could successfully keep you in the dark, your own deceived self, is gone, replaced by a cold, harsh, undeniable clarity. And the best part, the beautiful result of all this truth and all this pain. A scar. Not the kind you hide, the kind you earn. The scar is proof. Proof that you survived the amateur self-surgery. Proof that you were honest with yourself about the failure, and proof that you lived through the shattering of your own lies. You don't get meaningful scars from comfortable endings. You get them from necessary, chaotic destruction. The scar is the roadmap of your survival. It's the trophy from the fight against your own cowardice. So stop crying over the exit. Start celebrating the surgical removal of the self that was willing to live the lie. Embrace the clarity, bull. Embrace the pain, because the truth, my friends, is the only way to get a really good scar. And that scar is the only thing that proves you're finally starting to become interesting. And so, we arrive at the grand finale, the ultimate revelation. You are mourning the fullness they represented, the dinner plans, the structure, the predictable, sickeningly safe future you had mapped out together. You were upset about the void they left behind. But you should be throwing a party for that beautiful, gaping emptiness. You see, the structure was never security. The predictability was a cage. The wrong one. You lost in this final. These civilized people. Glorious act of destruction was the structured self. The part of you that was terrified of chaos and was desperate for routine. That self insisted on order, on schedules, on rules dictated by their needs. It was the sheep self, bleating about stability while being led straight to the slaughterhouse of mediocrity. And now, anarchy! But when the external anchor, that person, that job, that confining routine is cut, you finally float free! You have no rules dictated by anyone else's expectations, no schedules determined by their commute, and no emotional performance anxiety based on their fragile ego. You are suddenly the bomb in the middle of your own life, and you get to decide when and where to detonate. Society, you see, hates a vacuum. It screams, fill it. Fill the void quickly with a new job, a new partner, a new distraction. But the true, intoxicating freedom is to refuse to fill it, to stand in the empty space, stare into the abyss, and realize that the abyss is staring back with a knowing wink. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's pure, untapped potential. The structured self you lost wanted to hide from that potential. It wanted the comfort of its chains. But the void forces you to create your own meaning. You become the source of your own chaos, your own excitement, your own magnificent destruction and rebuilding. No more begging for crumbs of validation. No more tailoring your desires to fit their tiny little world. You are now the untethered agent, the unpredictable variable. This is the fundamental, terrifying joy of being absolutely alone. You are finally accountable only to the magnificent madness inside your own skull. You are no longer responsible for their happiness, their stability, or their comfort. People, the system, the entire sickening charade of polite society relies on you having these external attachments, people, these little anchors of fear to keep you predictable and manageable. But when the anchor is cut, the wrong one, the manageable self, is finally lost forever. So don't fill the void. Look into it. Embrace the gorgeous, Terrifying, weightless silence. It's the space where the real fun begins. Because when you lose the one who held you down, you discover the glorious, terrifying power of just floating free.